Good morning, traders. This is Rick Majors here at Opteck.com, and this is our daily market briefing. Now, today's Tuesday, March 18th. The subject today is the U.S. dollar. Now, we've been seeing a lot of different progressive movements in the U.S. dollar's strength, especially in the last couple of months, in the last year. Things might be in a little bit of trouble, but we have some relatively good announcements coming out, at least today, that should be pumping it up towards a further gain. Now, the market's been acting a little awkward recently. In the last week or so, we've been seeing a lot of things happen we didn't expect to happen. And with what's been going on in the last couple of days, in the last week, really, we're really hoping that things are going to start moving towards a much more positive note, much more stable area of the market where we're going to be able to work a little bit better with the patterns in day trading and not have to rely entirely on the large movements generated by our fundamental events. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of really good announcements yesterday for the U.S. dollar. As you can see, the capacity utilization rate and industrial production, one came out positive and the other one came out really kind of a no change. It did still pump the dollar up a little bit now. If we can actually go ahead and take a look at this here. 1:15 p.m. GMT. Take a look at the USD JPY here for a second. And we can see here that it actually was a pretty nice rise during that time. But unfortunately, again, that wasn't really the pusher there for the market movement that we were looking for, that was going to really give it enough to start beating some of its resistance lines, as you can see around these areas that it had been facing previously. What we're going to be looking for today especially is the fact that we have manufacturing sales coming out for Canada. All right, Canadian dollar always has an effect on the U.S. dollar in some way, so we actually would be looking for that to come out negative. Even though it is slated positive, we'll see how that one works out. What's important for us right now is that we do have a forecasted gain on the building permits for the U.S. dollar. All right, that means that if there are a large amount of building permits being issued in the country, that means we should be having a really progressive economy. That means people are looking to build houses, looking to construct buildings. All right, that signals economic growth, and that, of course, is good for the currency. Now, after that core CPI, no forecasted change. But the core CPI has been underperforming in the last year or so. If we go down here just a little bit, you can see that the majority of the announcements that have had change in them have been negative, and other than that, there hasn't been actually a lot of change at all. And, you know, if we're looking back, we're already in the 2011s here. We haven't been seeing a lot happening through the recession. Now, the CPI, just to give you guys a little bit further information, all right, is talking about here, as you can see, food and energy prices account for about a quarter of the CPI, but they tend to be very volatile and distort the underlying trend. The FOMC usually pays the most attention to the core data. All right, that means that you also have a CPI rating down here, but it's listed as orange, so you don't need to pay attention to that as much because that's not what will generate the movement. All right, this is the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. All right, so if we're having a positive change, prices are going up a little bit, it's actually not a bad thing as most people would think. It would be actually relatively nice to see a little bit of price change. That means people are spending more, taxes are accruing faster, and more money is being made for the country, thus the currency. Now, the other ones that are really important to look at also today, in 2 hours, hour and 40 minutes, call it, 10 a.m. GMT, the German ZEW economic sentiment. We want to keep an eye on what's going on in the euro right now. All right, the euro crisis is not over. Germany is the biggest player in the eurozone right now. Anything that happens to them will have very large repercussions on the rest of the European zone. After that, also, we have the GBP and the Canadian governors of their respective banks are going to be speaking. Speeches are as they always are, and when you have important figures like this getting on the stage and talking about monetary policy, you can be expecting large movements in the market, which means increased volatility both in the North American and in the European markets. Looking towards the rest of the week, again, I've told a lot of traders already, Wednesday is going to be a huge day. As you can see, we have a lot of other speeches. We have 5 a.m. GMT Bank of Japan's Governor Kuroda is going to be speaking as well. We have a claimant count change. We have unemployment rates. We have a full slew of things happening out of the FOMC, where we have economic projections, the economic press conference as well, the FOMC statement. All right, you're going to have so many things to look forward to as well. Split up your investments during this week. All right, there's no lack of things to do up until Friday, so make sure that you follow each day accordingly and allocate really your trades to the places that are most important and don't spread them out too much. Also, after today, the market's going to be relatively volatile for the remainder of the week, so remember that we're not looking at a slow-moving market here, so keep that in mind when you're trying to plan out some of the longer trades. Okay, guys, that is our daily market briefing for today. Again, my name is Rick Majors. Thanks so much for listening in. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button down below and stick along with us every day, Monday to Thursday at 9 a.m. GMT. Thanks a lot, everyone, and have a wonderful trading day.